Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is the M40 M43. It's a Tier 8 American SPG, and this one's located on the west spawn of Sand River under the command of Skydiver PT. Now, Skydiver PT is a skydiving instructor, and he's also from Portugal, and sent this replay in to me, and so I think we're going to quickly show this. I happen to have skydived as well, funnily enough. Many years ago, my last jump was 2003, if I remember correctly. And it was in Russia, funnily of all places. Anyway, battle has commenced and we're off to a firing position. It's basically an M4 chassis which has been lengthened, and it's got an 8-inch howitzer on it. That identifies this as an M43. And he's going to shoot through all these bushes. Okay. Now we're looking for a target. There's an E100 making its way down to the riverbed. And a Wizzy 132 as well. Skydiver dials in and fires around him. And I'm pretty sure that will have been very close to that E100. It's a 37.17 second reload for this howitzer. Now it's the same chassis that actually carries the 155mm gun, which makes it the M40, but this one's definitely an M43, so it's got a lot more hitting power than the 155. It's got alpha damage of 1050 hit points if it hits target. And we can still see the Wizzy 132, but we've lost sight of the E100. Okay, he's loaded. Got a round ready to go. But we're looking for a suitable target. There are a few up in the northeast corner of the map at the moment. But I think he's settled on this M103, which is on the south edge of the map, and there's a defender behind him. Riding in. Round out. Direct hit! 368 hit points of damage, and we got some stun assist afterwards. 861 of stun assist. That M103 is a one-shot now. But as he gets further north, the dunes get higher. The lip on the dunes gets higher on the side, so it progressively gets more difficult to shoot at these tanks because you're firing over a ridgeline. Now I think you can see this when he adjusts the aim, and he's almost loaded. You might see a red line appear. Okay, he's lined up on the M103. Oh, it hits the ridgeline! Yeah, that's what I was fearing. If you don't get it precisely right, if the RNG works against you, you actually will hit the ridgeline rather than hit the target. And if you try going just a bit further beyond the tank, the shell will land well beyond the tank and behind it. Well, we've got the reload almost complete, 10 seconds. He's marking his target, and there's the M103. Okay, so he popped up to the ridgeline. You can see that there's a red line extending from the ridgeline now. Just there. Oh, no, it's not further back there. Yep, it is there. That's because the lip of that ridgeline is actually extending and covering the tank as he's aiming at it. We've lost sight of the M103 temporarily. You can see it much more clearly in Battle Assistant. Yep, and the Battle Assistant goes down, and you can then see why he actually hit the lip of that ridgeline, because the tank was just behind it. Fires at the M103, and the shell goes zipping past his rear and explodes behind him, but still splashes him for 59 hit points. And he's being killed by the 212A. A is the Tier 9 SPG. Now, something you may have noticed actually, that Skydiver PT is blue at the moment. Now, he may have actually picked up some team damage from other games, and he's carried it into this one. But he's got a number of targets to hit at once here. All three of them, he should be able to damage them. And he got a direct hit on the defender and splashed the others at the same time. 89 hit points off the Jaeger, But we don't know how much damage he did to the defender, but it must be substantial. He's giving a little encouragement to his team to move in a very fruity way in chat. Okay, we've got an AMX-30, which is a French Tier 9 medium tank. Now, can we get a shot on that? Round out? Oh, it's pulling away from the aim point. No damage to the AMX-30, unfortunately, but it really was difficult to predict that the AMX would do what it did. He just sort of like did a circle and came back around, headed north. In the meantime, we've got a Type 5 Heavy down in the riverbed near the water. And yeah, he's getting hit by other Arty as well. I think that was around from the 212. We've got 2 Arty on our team, and it could only have been the 212 that hit the Type 5. Almost ready to shoot. Oh, we got some reticule bloom there because we adjusted. Dialing in. Round out. This should hit. It does. 428 hit points. And he just got a massive hit there from, I think it was may have been the Type 5 Heavy who hit him. And as a consequence, we picked up a massive amount of stun assists, 686. In fact, there was some more stun assists afterwards, and the Type 5 Heavy has been killed by the 212A. So that 212A has now picked up 2 kills from targets that we've been shooting at. I'm sure we'd be very grateful about that. We're actually up on the enemy at the moment by 3 tanks. Now, there's that AMX CDA, the Canon d'Assaut, and there's the Jaeger. Well, the Jaeger makes a much better target, and we are indicating that's our next target. Round out on the Jaeger. Landed just in front of him for 194 hit points to splash. Okay, we're going to go for the Canon d'Assaut now. Oh, he's dead. He was killed by the T-54E1. We've got a Tiger 2 making their way up north, and an Object 430 with him, but he's being held back by a T-34. Now this might be an opportunity to hit more than one tank at once, if those 2 tanks keep together. We're going after the Tiger 2, and no, it lands short. But we still stun the Tiger 2, and unfortunately we lose the T-34. Sometimes it is worthwhile timing your shells to keep firing at 2 tanks when they're together rather than when they're apart, because that way you'll get double the hit. Okay, now we're going to go after the Object 430. He's come back down and we're lined up. We're just dialing in on him. He's turning around and headed north. Round out. Lands behind him for 302 hit points to splash. And we're now invading the enemy camp area, and we're doing quite well actually. They just wiped out a Tiger, and I think we're locating most of the enemy team that's holding their cap. There are a few tanks to the north, like the Object 430, and there's the Jaeger to the south, one that we've hit earlier. Unfortunately, he just killed our Type 5 Heavy. So I think we're just about to give him a bit of his own medicine. Round out, and a hit. Splash right in front of him for 433. It's a big one. Now the Object 430, he's sitting over a ridgeline again, like the one we saw earlier for the M103. And again, this is going to complicate matters on trying to get the shot on target. You notice the hit point was actually on the ridgeline. There's the defender again, and he's missing a huge amount of hit points, so that may be down to a Skydiver's hit. Lining him up. Round out, this should be a hit. It is! 512 hit points, direct hit on him. He's pulling away. He's actually used his first aid kit straight away to get rid of the stun because he knows he's in grave danger. So the T-10 coming around the corner. Oh, he just took out the T-10 with one shot. And we've located one of the enemy Arty. It's the Lorraine. There's only 2 enemy Arty left, the M43, 55 and that Lorraine, and in fact the Defender is the only remaining enemy tank. And there's the M55, 355, and I think that's what we're going to focus in on. Yep, dialing in. Round out, this should be it. Yes, beautiful shot, 1-shot kill. Now if we can do the same to the Lorraine, I don't think we'll get the chance to actually, because our teammates are closing in on him. And there's a black dog going for the kill. Oh, he just rammed himself to death on the Lorraine. So I think he's just given the Lorraine a rock solid. Oh dear, bugs on the windshield moment. Bad black dog. Okay, that's the end of the battle. Let's have a look at the end of battle stats. It's an ace tanker for Skydiver PT in the M40, M43. He also picked up a bruise medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. He got 15. A Gore's medal for getting more damage than 10 times the hit points for his own vehicle. And a Confederate for hitting more of the enemy than anyone else. At least 6 tanks subsequently taken out by the other teammates. And this is not the first ace that he's actually had in the M40, M43. In fact, he says my 29th on this particular tank, so he has had it more than a few times before. Let's have a look at the team scores. Well, we can see here that he actually did manage to get the highest amount of damage in the battle. He got 3,533 hit points of damage overall. He didn't pick up the high caliber for some reason. Maybe it wasn't 20% of the enemy hit points in total. But the next highest score was the Object 430 he was firing at with 3,280. And after that, we've got the T10 who managed to get 2,949. When it came to kills, it was the Object 430 on the enemy team who managed to get 4 kills. And then the Object 430 on our own team managed to get 3. Unfortunately, Skydiver PT only managed to get 1 kill during that game, but it was fairly good all the same. And if we look at the, well, it was, because it was a 1-shot kill. And if we look at base XP, we can see he's right at the top with 1,200 base experience points. And the main reason for that is he was doing a lot of stun assist, and therefore it was enabling his team to actually do more damage on the enemy by immobilizing them. The Black Dog came in with 1,021 and the Object 430 913. Let's have a look at the detail. Well, he fired 13 rounds and he got 5 direct hits, 1 penetration, 13 splash as well, and damage of 3,533 hit points, all at more than 300 meters. He damaged 8 of the enemy but only killed 1. And did damage assistance, or stun assistance I should say, of 1,977 hit points off 13 stuns, and that's why he earned so much in the way of XP. On a standard account he earned 36,793 credits and got a personal missions payout of 13,245, and after ammunition resupply and consumables, and remember this, the ammunition is expensive on this Arty, he actually took away 15,728 credits. He earned 1,200 base XP, got 432 from the personal missions payout, and took away 1,632 altogether. So a pretty good game there in the M40, M43, and I think Sand River is probably one of my favourite maps actually, because of those dunes and because it's so easy to play, especially for Arty, although the ridgelines do present a difficult problem. But yeah, great game. So if you enjoyed that replay, please give it a like and do subscribe to our channel, and hopefully it'll be your replay that I'll be featuring in the next video.